Hi guys, how's it going? It's Sam here again and welcome to another video. This is going to be a short video. If you've been following me for any time at all, you've seen my last couple of videos where I talk about niches, I talk about pricing models. So for example, my last video I talked about different pricing structures, how you can charge, and as you can see by the title in this video, this particular one is going to be about how we closed what turned out to be £20,000 per month client. We haven't done a full month of billings, but we've started to build up to weekly charges, and the weekly charges are accounting to well over 20k a month in sales. And what I've done is I've got a breakdown of how that looks. I've got the Google Sheets where we track and manage all the client's data. I'm not going to mention a particular client. I'm also not going to mention the particular brand that we're using to advertise this client, just because for data reasons and privacy and stuff like that. But you can get the picture, and I'll give you an overview of the type of customer or type of client that we're working with on this particular project, and I'll also overview how I actually ended up closing this deal and how it equates to this amount of revenue. So we're going to start off just talking about a little bit about clients and the new way of pricing. So in my last video, I talked to you guys about pricing models. Now, if you were going to a company with this kind of pricing structure, you went to a company, you tried to charge 20k per month retainer, it's never going to happen. And okay, unless you're Ogilvy, it's just not going to happen. You have to provide a shitload of service and have an incredible portfolio and incredible history to close that kind of deal. The only way you're going to make this kind of revenue is on some sort of performance basis. So if you're trying to charge 20k per month, you need to be providing 100, 200, 300k of value when it comes to, especially if you're a performance-based agency, when it comes to sales. And that's what we've done. Obviously, we've been advertising for a while on Facebook. We know what we're doing. This is quite simply taking the skills we've already built up over the last 3 to 4 years and applying them in a better way that allows us to charge a lot more money. So if we take a look at this Google Sheet, this is a list of the leads that we provided this client since we started. So this is from 24th of November. And I've, for obvious reasons, taken out all the client data. So there's no client data in here, but the name, the mobile, the email, the address, postcode would all be in here, and the date at which the lead came through and the date at which the lead appointed into a physical booked appointment. So before we go into this, I'm going to talk you guys through the pricing model for this client, so you can kind of see what the offer that we're running for this client is. So I'm going to show you, before we go into the back end, I'm going to show you exactly kind of what we went into this client with in terms of deals and why it's such a no-brainer for that client. You're going to see from this offer. So essentially this offer, and our kind of target niche is obviously with the home improvement space. This would work if you're working in insurance, if you're working in any other niche that works in a similar way. You might have to adjust the pricing model. But essentially it's zero charge up front, which is already a no-brainer. We supply the leads. We supply the sales team with essentially as many leads as they can handle. We maybe start with the trial period. So I think in our first week we did about 100 leads, raw leads. Every booked sales appointment, they pay £130 plus VAT after they've sat the appointment. So from that first week they book 10 sales appointments, but they only sit 8 of them. The following week we would charge them for 8 sat appointments. No, any cancellations, we don't get charged. Now there's an element of trust between us and the client, but this company is a national company. They're a multi-million pound company, and they're used to these kinds of deals. So a simple agreement put in place. We've had no issues so far in terms of trust, and we use a simple Google Sheet, which my business partner created, which helps us track all of those leads. So just from some clarifications, we're running this via our own branded page. So for example, if you're working with clients in the roofing space, you might be working with a company called London Roofing or Elite Roofing or whatever the companies are that are working on regional or national basis, and they want leads. Rather than setting yourself up as an admin of their page, an admin of their business manager, you simply create your own brand. For example, Roofing Quotes or UK Roofing Limited or whatever it might be. You create your own brand which you advertise, and then you set that client up as a buyer of those leads. So when the lead comes through, that lead goes straight through to the client, and then the lead will get notified saying your partner is client name. Okay, relatively simple. There is a software you can use for this, and it's called Leadbyte, which is what we use. It's not the cheapest software in the world. This is a software, but basically what this does is it's a lead distribution software. So if a lead comes through here, you can basically validate the leads and then send the leads to different buyers depending on the product, depending on the postcode, depending on how much the buyer is paying per lead. It's basically a bulletproof way of ensuring that every lead gets its buyer, and that, you know, there's no complications in that process. So relatively simple software. Takes some time to get used to, and luckily for me, my business partner's a bit of a wizard when it comes to this, so he does all this setup, and I focus on selling the deals. But essentially what it does, I may get him on here at some point to talk about this and go into some more operational stuff. So how we onboard clients, how we set this up for clients, all this kind of stuff, which I'm sure you guys would be interested in finding out more about. But we use LeadByte, which is the software tool for this. And it basically, you know, we can do things like sending custom text messages depending on their postcode, or sending, you know, redirects them to the correct confirmation page depending on their postcode, and all of this stuff. But you don't have to get too complicated. If you've got just 1 or 2 buyers, you can quite simply just set them up with a simple Zap and a Google Sheet. It doesn't have to be that complicated. But anyway, this is our offer. And actually, I've got the SMS message. So we have a database that we've been advertising. You know, we built up an email list of a few thousand, you know, construction companies over the last 3 or 4 years. And I actually sent an SMS text via Go High Level. So we had all of these people that had booked calls in or inquired over time. So I sent this text. This is a made-up name, but I said, "Hey, name. We have some extra hot leads. Conservatory installation appointments in the north. No charge. Text back for details. Sam, Usgrowth Limited." Very simple text, which I tested, and actually this client come back to us from this particular SMS. I ended up speaking to the marketing director. They were looking for a buy. They were looking for some more lead suppliers. We ended up getting on a call with them and setting up a back-end deal with that client. And the best thing about this client, which is I think very important if you're going to do this kind of arrangement, is they're national. They have a large area coverage. Not essential, but the bigger the area coverage, the easier it is to get leads in at a low cost if you're advertising through Facebook or any other Google or TikTok or whatever. Just quite simply because you've got a larger target area. And also they have a sales team. So they've already got a sales team in place. They've been doing this for 5 to 10, 20 years. They're doing multi-million pounds in sales, so they know how to handle leads and they're good at it. So a lot of the boxes were ticked. All they really needed was a good deal and to supply them with the leads. You're never going to get in with a company like this if you're trying to charge big retainers up front. It's always so much easier if you go to them and say, "Hey, look, no charge, just pay us on performance, pay us on every booked appointment or every done deal," or whatever the arrangement you guys want is. There's obviously more risk. You got to cover the ad spend. You got to, you know, we do cover all the ad costs with this particular client, but it's a no-brainer and you're far more likely to close them. So before we do that, let's quick look at the sheet. So as you can see, every unique lead comes in here, and what we have is a few questions we ask them. We have the booked appointment date and time here. We have the outcome. So we have the outcome here, which is in this R tab, which is results. So it's either sold, booked, blowout. Pitch and miss is basically they tried to quit the job but didn't close it, and you get the picture. So we're kind of tracking and measuring all of that. And then what we're doing in here is reporting everything via this sheet here, and I can actually get rid of this data. It's not important. So you can see here, leads have come through, 438, of which they booked. Well, actually, booked virtual, pitch and miss, and sold are all billable outcomes because they're all appointments. So a booked virtual appointment is still an appointment. A pitch and miss is where they've gone pitched and lost it. It's still an appointment. So you can see the billable bookings is 160. We charge them 130 for an appointment, so it works out about £20,000 in bookings. And with VAT, it's about £25,000 in bookings. So if we go to the pricing model, you can see how this looks. And obviously, this is over the course of a month. You don't have to be spending £7,000 on Facebook ads straight away, but I'm just showing you how this would look, and this could work on a smaller scale for sure. It doesn't have to be on a large scale like this, but you can see the ROI is pretty good. So its average is costing us about £18 to get an inquiry through Facebook. So if we're spending 1.8 thousand on ads, we're getting about 100 leads, something like that. So you can see the booking rate is 37%. So every 10 leads that comes through, 3.7 of them, or every 100 leads, 37 of them are getting booked into an appointment. So that means it's costing us £49 to get an appointment. That's just simply the cost per lead. Watch my last video about pricing if you don't know this. Cost per lead divided by the booking rate with 37%, which works out to be £49. So basically for every £18, for every £18 spent on ads, it's costing us £49 to get an appointment. So, let me rephrase that, for every £49 spent on ads, including taxes, we're making £156, which is about 1 in 3 return. And it hasn't been this high always. It started off at like 1 in 2. So I guess 100% ROI. So far, 438 leads generated, something in the region of in this time frame anyway. Revenue would be about 24,960, and the ad spend to generate that would have been about £7,884, which leaves about £17,000 left afterwards. That is it. It is as simple as that. You're able to charge 17k after costs, by just generating leads. It's the same. It's the same ad account system, same setup you would do with a local business, but you were able to charge a heck of a lot more money. So that's what I wanted to go over today. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to show you guys. We've gone through the offer, we've gone through the reporting, the pricing model, the SMS text I sent out. Now, imagine you're trying to pitch this to a new lead. You call them, you say, hey, our fee is $2,000 a month. There's no guarantee. Chances are they're going to say no. You go to them and say, hey, we know you guys want more leads. We'll supply you with leads. You pay us on every appointment that's booked. It works on a trust relationship. Are you in? They're going to say, yeah, okay, sounds like a fair deal. You may have to negotiate that cost per appointment, but most companies are going to take you up on that. All they care about is booked appointments. So you're able to own your brand, run your own ads, and generate leads for that company, and whilst still maintaining ownership of the brand that you're generating, all the inquiries, having that data as well, whilst charging a lot more money. So that's it for today's video. I just wanted to kind of break down that for you guys. I thought a lot of you might find that quite useful. And yeah, as always, thanks for watching my videos. Thanks for engaging. If you guys are interested, you can join my free newsletter, which I'll leave in the comments down below. And I'm offering one group coaching call, consulting call this Wednesday. I don't sell any courses or anything like that, but it's a one-off group coaching call with 10 spots. So that is this coming Wednesday. Hopefully this video goes out today, which is Monday the 19th. So it'll be Wednesday the 21st for 90 minutes. So if anyone is interested and wants to sign up for that, there will be only 10 spaces available, and it's the only one I'm going to do just because I've had so many messages on Instagram asking me to do something like this. So I'm just giving it for those people that want it. It's a one-off. There won't be another one again. So thanks so much, you guys. Make sure you subscribe, like this video, and follow with the notification bell if you want to get more content just like this. So I'll see you guys in the next video.